Hello and welcome to Hello and welcome to Voice TV Nigeria. My name is Magdalene Palmer. Today I'm going to be bringing you gist from China. China is at it again. But before I bring you this gist, I want you lovely subscribers to click on YouTube channel on YouTube Voice TV Nigeria on YouTube channel and subscribe. And if you're not yet a subscriber, what are you waiting for? Go to YouTube, click on Voice TV Nigeria and be part of the Voice TV Nigerian family. Well, as I've introduced myself, my name is Magdalene Palmer, and I'm going to be bringing you gist from China. You know that China is always in Africa's matter. So they are at it again, and I don't know what they want for Africa, whether they want to colonize Africa again. So I saw this video on YouTube, and a group of Pan-African people have found out that Chinese in southern Sudan have thousands hectares of land. That is like they have hectares of land in thousands. And they said that this Chinese agenda is to send millions of people to come, that's send millions of Chinese people to come to Africa and occupy the land in Africa. Meanwhile, in China, you can't even buy a land there. You can't even an apartment. You can't even get an apartment sold to an African man. So this man said that China is really invading the lovely continent of Africa, and he doesn't even. Okay, he was talking about actually a hectare of land in Khartoum in southern Sudan. He said, if you see the marvelous things that Chinese is doing there. So me, I don't know. And I think before somebody can get a hectare of land, they have to go through the government of the nation. But now, when these Chinese people were asked why they were occupying lands in China, they were like, the Chinese government have a reform to check for solid materials in Africa. Well, that's it for that too, but let's just go. You'll see more of these videos. Now, during the pandemic, some illegal miners, about 17 in numbers, were arrested in Nigeria, and they have been said to have caused a lot of environmental pollution. A lot of environmental pollution in Nigeria. And I know that to mine a country's resource or oil exploration, these resources are under the control of the Nigerian government or any African government. But me, I don't know why China can just enter into any African country and claim that they have the license to exploit any mineral resources in Africa. Well, I think we need to wake up, and Africans, we need to wake up. Let's watch this video and see how these illegal miners were caught.
Fuzzling us was the fact that the federal government has banned all mining activities since 2016 in Zamfara. So we are not expecting to see even a Nigeria engaging in gold activities. We are not to talk about even a Chinese national. But you are living witness. The Chinese personnel are here and they are engaged very much in that illegal mining activity. Will be made by Inspector General of Police, because from here we'll transfer them to Abuja. And Abuja will make necessary decisions and our own stop.
You see they have these big arrests where they go and capture a bunch of sort of illegal Chinese miners. So they go there, illegally mine the gold, but in the process, they river systems, they use a lot of chemicals, of course, for the whole mining process, which is very bad to the
the person, I don't know who. You kill our animals? No, you see me, I still not kill an animal. I don't know who is that. And this one? Who is the owner of this one? This one same. This together, I don't. And that two room, how many of them? As load, so not the seven, some are manipulation. Seven.
Were on Friday charged with possession of suspected stolen items at Uganda Road Court. This follows an ongoing police probe that unveiled the racket after concerns by some neighbors. The raid showed motherboards of used phones and laptops, reportedly stolen in Uganda, then repackaged and exported to China.
And these motherboards for the phones we suspect were snatched from Ugandans.
There were also wildlife exhibits like tortoises, pangolin scales, and fish maw also recovered from this house. This is not a phone processing plant, but a makeshift control room with over 2,000 phones, each connected with a Ugandan SIM card in the names of certain individuals. Several Airtel and MTN new lines are visible. So far, police investigations show that these are used for financial crime, especially on the WeChat social media.
We note that these phones were connected to an online platform called WeChat. This is basically a Chinese-owned platform, and it is used for messaging and financial transactions. Now, the preliminary investigations we've had indicated that there were so many financial transactions done on that WeChat. And basically, the targets were Chinese. Whether there are some other transactions that have been done that compromise our financial institutions and even security generally. There is also something we have also noticed, that all these telephones which are up are bearing the Ugandan telephone lines of Airtel majorly with over 1,895 SIM cards, and also MTN of around 223.
Well, this is one of the rooms that these Chinese have actually been sleeping in, as you can see, the bed sheets and the duvets. But again, according to police, they picked interest in another potential crime, that is smuggling. Because in this room, we have boxes and boxes of cigarettes. And if I can read here, it's set walls. And according to police, they're investigating how these boxes of cigarettes got into the country, and still they're yet to find out if it's actually one of the types that is allowed to enter the country, according to police.
Now, this is so interesting because as you can see, it's what they are doing in African countries. They think they have the right to come to our country, continent. I'm not even talking about country as, just Nigeria or Uganda, Southern Sudan. They think they have the right to come to our country and just, exploit every natural resources. Now, when these Chinese people were asked, they said that they have exploration license. And who gave it to them? That is my question. Is it the African leaders, or hope you're getting what you're reasoning to what I'm saying? So, because a consensus of Africa shows that Africa depends on its agricultural produce to survive. And here we are seeing China, a well-developed country, rapidly growing on its that's on our agricultural economy. Now, at least in Africa agricultural sector, and most Africans have accused China of grabbing most of our land. My question to you all is that, is the almighty land grabbers, that's the Chinese people, trying to feed Africa with its own natural resources, or have they, that's when I say they in quotes, the leaders of Africa really sold us to China, and we don't know? And we are just here. Maybe one day now we'll just see that, we'll just see Chinese people coming to tell us, oh, sing their national anthem, or you must dress the way, or eat the kind of food that they are eating. I think Africans, we really need to wake up. Let's continue this video.
that had escaped from the quarantine are being taken to some apartment on Chambago Road, together with the house helps that have been taking care of them. The number has steadily increased, now to over 50 people, and they're all boarding the bus, aided by the DVC police, that is Afande Kasijure, and a team of medics from the Ministry of Health. So those are the pictures that you see. But then I see it's not only Chinese that are here. We also have some people from Ethiopia. There are quite a big number of people. The lady who aided their escape from the quarantine center is also going along with them. And
les Chinois prisonniers, on nous envoie pour venir s'occuper des Guinéens. Ça ne peut plus continuer. Ou ils respectent les lois du pays, ou ils foutent le camp. On n'a pas besoin d'investisseurs qui viennent ici pour insulter les gens. Ils veulent montrer la force. Ils veulent montrer qu'ils sont forts. S'ils ne trouvent pas la solution, autorité ramène pour 5 minutes. Voilà. On prend qui est capable de faire. Voilà. Nous allons aller les écouter. D'accord. Si l'autorité n'a pas de solution, nous ne laisserons pas cette occasion la passer. Nous prenons 10 de lui. Allez, voilà, chez nous, et karaté, jusqu'au dernier, ils vont foutre local d'ici. Tout de suite, on prêt. Mais on a dit, on respecte la loi. Nous allons aller écouter l'autorité. Si l'autorité n'a pas de solution, tous ceux-là que j'ai vus avec les bourrins là, ne dormiront pas en Guinée aujourd'hui. Nous arrêtons tout le travail à Boufa jusqu'à ce que tous ceux qui portent le bouquin là quittent ici. Nous respectons beaucoup l'autorité, mais on ne veut pas des gens qui viennent ici pour prendre le bois contre les Guinéens. Vraiment. Notre indépendance, on ne peut l'avoir que dans notre pays. Nous respectons beaucoup les étrangers. Qu'est-ce que vous avez fait pour comprendre les problèmes? Lui, c'est sa force là qui va vous arrêter? Non. C'est son bois là qui va vous arrêter? Non. Si on disait au travail, allez chercher les bois. Allez chercher les bois. Et venez aussi avec les bois. Venez les attaquer avec les bois. Qu'est-ce qui allait se passer? C'est la mort. C'est la mort. C'est la mort. C'est seulement en Guinée. C'est seulement en Guinée que ça peut se passer. Tous les travailleurs, pardon, laissez-nous faire notre travail. Allez là-bas. Merci. Merci. Merci.
Africa is a huge continent, could feed thousands more people, but the policies of the West, especially in Europe. For example, between 1990...
So, like, that's the video showing how the Chinese came, want to steal our resources, want to pack all our land, they want to colonize. As in, I don't know what I want to use the word I want to use for these Chinese people, because it's really sad. We can't go to their country and exploit their mineral resources. We can't go to their country and, you know, do whatever we want to do. These are countries that are already developed. So why can't you respect the African countries? Why can't you respect our resources? If you really want to exploit us, why can't you, like, you know, do it in a proper way? Why can't you go through the process? I think they are feeling like Africa is really one of the best continents in the world, and they want to do whatever it is that they want to do with our resources. But why I'm very happy is because they are always getting these illegal miners. When they go to the field to tap into our resources illegally, they are being caught. And that is why I love it. Now, Africans, I know that Africa has become the fastest urbanizing region in the world, with rural immigrants moving from different countries, from the US, from the Europe countries, and from Asia. And when I say Asia, including China again. So China, that is a developed country, is now a center player in all of African's development. If you know that so many African countries are being engineered by China, why I'm saying engineered by China is because you can maybe if you're a new person in Africa, most of the African countries, the railways, the road network, most of the buildings are being, structured by Chinese people. And now the Chinese in Africa, because of their corporations, are all over African countries. And now, to me, I feel that the reason for this is because the corporation is to exploit. That's why they are coming in to build all these structures, engineer roads, and different thing, railway lines and everything. I think is just to exploit the people of Africans, because the European colonists did it in the mercantile times, when the European came and they were doing their colonization thing. Now, I think in this 21st century, that Chinese are now trying to take over Africa in another way, in another grand style, and they are already doing it, because now they are squeezing Africa of everything it has. And we need to wake up, because I don't know, we really need to wake up, because they are really squeezing us out of our natural resources. We give them the room to build our railways, we give them the room to build our hospitals. Why can't we do it ourselves? Is it that we can't build these railways? Don't we have engineers in Africa? Don't we? Okay, are you telling me that somebody goes to study engineering and then all of a sudden you come out and you don't have those infrastructures, you don't have those things to really be an engineer in Nigeria? I think we really need to sit down, think about it. If not, one day, and I'm still saying it, well, it's not in my generation, no, it might be in the generation to come, because we will just wake up one day and find out that China has taken all over Africa and its natural resources. Let's watch this video and then you decide for yourself.
Come in gently pretending to be a development partner, and the next day they go. I have it on a good authority. The Chinese are targeting the LNG. That's what they want.
Those are allegations.
Good. And if you are saying you want to sell Nigeria to China, for how much? 400 million. The same 400 million Buhari got back from Abacha Lut and shared it according to him.
Those are allegations.
That's one agreement to give away our sovereignty. This thing was hidden. There were no prints that actually were written in English. It is simply because we've not taken those papers to go and reinterpret it that we have now found out that somewhere, somehow, Nigerians signed agreement, signed Nigeria over to the Chinese to give our sovereignty to China. The Chinese are planning to take our LNG. That's what it is. They will not touch your military or diplomatic asset. Any other asset in the country is free. And of course, I agree the way my brother said, they will help you to fail. And once they fail, there's no arbitration. They take those things and you start arguing. They will tell you they simply are implementing the letters of the agreement. And if you like what arbitration or not, they have that thing. So we don't want this. 400 million. Please, we don't want anything that will make Nigeria lose its sovereignty. We do not want anything. No, please, we don't want. Nigeria will be going on our own pace. And nobody has said they want our sovereignty. What do you want tomorrow? Okay, tomorrow they will now close our oil fields. That is it now. Because they said, leave diplomatic, leave military assets. But who are we? The Chinese can overrun us. If they ever want to take anything and we say no, they will overrun us with their military because they have stronger military capability like we do. So why should we be this foolish? And for me, the minister should resign. And the government should apologize to the people. And that's why I've been saying since that the president is not available to act, to guide the ship of state. And that's why you see all this is happening. We are only discovering this simply because some Nigerians, having read about the Chinese behavior in some other African countries, took these papers to go for reprint. And when they went for interpretation, they found out that the minister actually signed away assets. They are not, the Chinese are talking about taking over the LNG. Yes, the Chinese will make sure our politicians default. Yes, I am very happy that we've all agreed that we are angry. I believe that now that we found out that there are new loans with sovereignty tied to it. Nigerians do not want it. If you want to predict the future, study the past. We don't have a good history of managing foreign loans. We're very likely to fall. And if we fall, the Chinese will come here. If what they gave us for the money has depreciated, they will look around and take whatever they think they want that is up to the money they gave us. Don't forget this. So don't say it's tied to. No, it's not. If I give you some particular things, say a phone, that money is marked against the phone. If the time when the time to pay is and you've destroyed the phone, I won't tell you give me phone. I'll look at for anything you have and I will take it. That's what it is. Understand what they're saying. They're not telling you that thing. No, the thing they give you with the money, you could depreciate it. The 400 million, you might look inside that project and you find only 150 million.
Absolutely.
But they will take something off Nigeria for that thing on their mind.
So what should we do at this moment?
We do not want such. Because of the way we are a multi-ethnic society. The way Buhari has arranged these loans, that he excluded the Southeast and then excluded a lot of the South-South, and he spends the money up north. Tomorrow, when the Chinese want to take something and they say they want to take it in the Southeast, the areas that Buhari didn't expend this infrastructure of loans for, how do you think that will occur? We don't want it.
Okay.
We don't want it. See, the minister perpetuated this fraud right from
Sorry, please.
the beginning. Let me finish, please.
Good afternoon, everybody watching this video. I'm very angry right now, and I want to quickly address something I stumbled into a few minutes ago. My name is Blessed Jat, the Global Youth Ambassador on Sustainable Development. I watched with utter dismay the current Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, while addressing Channels TV, and he posited that there is nothing wrong with Nigerians ceding her sovereignty to China. For those of you who may not understand the implication of ceding your sovereignty to another country, or what it means to cede your sovereignty, the current state system which we have right now came into being by the Treaty of Westphalia in 1648, where states were created, and by that treaty, by that agreement, all states became equal with the ability to control their internal affairs without interference or without recognizing principle since 1948. But in the last few years, and the couple of decades, we have seen China recklessly pursuing recolonization and supremacy policy in Africa and in the rest of the third world, where they give frivolous loans to gullible African countries with greedy leaders, with provisions in this loan agreement that are very mockery and disheartening. And then when these countries are not able to pay back, China enter into this country and seize whatever asset that they deem fit. Now, currently we have several African countries where China is in charge of their police, in charge of their central bank, in charge of their immigration, in charge of the agricultural sector, etc., etc. And then in Nigeria, we have been looking and watching at their antecedents for a very long time. The kind of loans that they deal to Nigeria, and a lot of us have often questioned, what are the provisions of this loan? Until only just now, we hear the Minister of Transportation saying, let me quote him word for word. I just learned that there are provisions in that agreement which allow China to enter into Nigeria and claim whatever interest they deem fit in the case of Nigeria's inability to repay this loan. And he continued by saying, and I know fully well that China only go after those assets that they built. What a stupid assertion. Very uneducated assertion. China, the country that China is in charge of their police, China did not give them money to build their police. He gave them money to build infrastructure which they are not able to pay. And at the end of the day, China is now in charge of their central bank and their police. And you are telling us that there is a provision in the agreement with China which allow China to come into Nigeria and demand whatever asset that they deem fit if Nigeria is not able to pay. Let me also help those of you watching to understand my anger. There's what we call sabotage and espionage in international relations. With a large number of unaccounted Chinese in Nigeria, in practically every part of Nigeria, it is very easy to sabotage Nigerian assets in such a way that the facilities that are built with this frivolous loan, Nigeria will even be unable to pay back, so that China can enter Nigeria and claim whichever asset which they deem fit. That is my worry. Now, when we have a group of political leaders who are certificate forgers, who do not know what it means to genuinely go through the university, and they look at the rest of us that suffered to go through school, and they make us look stupid. They make education look very useless. Rotimi Amechi is claimed to have graduated from the University of Port Harcourt, and he studied English and literature. What did Rotimi Amechi knows about international relations for you to tell Nigerians that there is nothing wrong with ceding our sovereignty to China? I'll tell you what these politicians are doing. In order to score cheap political points, may they say with a work, you are mortgaging the future of unborn children just to score political point. Now, look at another very stupid statement that the minister made. The House of Reps should tell us how we'll get the money to build this facility if we don't collect this loan. Are you kidding me? Where are all the loot that are being recovered? Where are all the oils you people are selling? Where are all the, for God's sake, where are the billions Nigerians are stealing? And you are telling me where we Nigeria, a country as rich as Nigeria, where we are going to get money to build ordinary rail line, ordinary, that a private citizen can build. You people think we are stupid. The truth is, people at Rotimi Amechi should be lynched on the streets for the damage they are creating to our collective future. These people, it is time we stand up and stop them, because they are selling our future and selling it to a reckless country that have no regard for international law like China. Nigerian youth, it is time we wake up. If we don't wake up and demand and take back this future, nobody will take it back from us. You are ceding. First of all, let me even ask, who read that this agreement they are signing with China? I learned fully well most of this agreement are written in Chinese. And our useless politicians just carry it because you like paparazzi and you like the media fanfare. You sign this agreement. Imagine a loan that has been collected. It is only just now the Minister of Transportation is realizing that there is a clause that demands that China can reclaim any asset they so demand. Nigerians, our mumu don't do. If you are not angry, I am angry. Politicians have taken us for a fool for too long. It is time we rise up and show these people that this book we read, it is not a waste of time.
Nigerians, our mumu don't do. Africans, we need to wake up. We need to wake up, because the way Africa is going, I don't just understand. The way China is going on Africans, I don't just understand. They are squeezing out every natural resources that Africa has. They are really squeezing it out. They are squeezing it out, because I feel like, why would you come to a country and just feel like you can take the natural resources? Why would you just go to a continent filled with, milk and honey? Yes, Africa is filled with milk and honey. Why would you just come to Africa? Oh, you are done with your own developed world, Abby, and now you have come to a continent where you see that it is filled with green grass, fertile land, you farm your vegetables, you kill our animals. Are you tired of eating your frog? I was even checking some of your comments, and you said that most of the African countries are already sold out. My brothers and my sisters, we are not sold out. Oh, we will fight for our right. We will fight for our right. Let's watch this video and still see more China.
The symbol of all of us, the African Union building. And of course, the Chinese put their bugs in there and their spies in there. That's a problem. At a minimum, we can take Chinese money and do something else, not to build our own house, our own symbol. So the starting point is to say the very building itself must have been designed by Africans, funded by Africans. And hence there'll be no problem of these Chinese putting their gadgets in there to spy on us. Actually, I like that point. It shows you, black man, black woman, you are on your own. Not even the Chinese are in your corner. Their competitors, their business people, I know they're sometimes better than the Europeans in the sense that they support infrastructure, they fund projects here and there, but they're still supporting Chinese national interests. They are not Chairman Mao giving us guns to fight for freedom. These are business people. And so that point tells you that we are on our own. Even our best friends are spying on us. Because when you look at Europe, look at America, the Chinese are really our best friends in terms of development. But they're spying on us, which means, again, as I said earlier on, this agenda, we're going to achieve it in spite of everybody else. They will work with us not out of love. Remember I said not out of love, not out of comradeship, out of economics. They see value. They see 1.3 billion people. They see a market for their products. They see a $2.3 trillion GDP. They see business, not love, not comradeship. So they're doing that because they want to maximize benefit to China. So totally agree with you. We need an ecosystem approach. You can't just have engineers being progressive when governments are not progressive. You can't have decolonized engineers when the president and cabinet are not decolonized. So decolonization has to be all-embracing. The African leaders must be progressive. So we need what I call an ecosystem approach to decolonization, ecosystem approach to Agenda 2063, the African agenda. They want you to buy Sony, to buy Samsung, to buy iPhones. So you have to force them by working together. So they're enemies of African progress. You talked about Nkrumah, but I'm talking about today, the technology struggle. We are on our own. That's why we need to work together, because it's not in the interests of China or the interests of Japan for us to produce cars, to produce catalytic converters, to produce computers, to produce airplanes, Boeing, Airbus. Why would they support you to build your own planes? You're going to eat into their markets. But can you imagine if we have one? By the way, the reason why I emphasize regional integration, we can't all be producing cars and airplanes. We can say South Africa produced a plane, Ghana produced a car, Zimbabwe a cell phone. So right? Then what you do then is, we are going to buy our cell phones from Zimbabwe, all of us as Africans. We're going to buy our planes, all of us from South Africa. We're going to buy our cars all from Ghana. Again, the market is there already. And you guys have got two phones. At least one will be an Ubuntu phone. You can have your iPhone. The second one becomes a Mpumalanga or Lutito phone. And let's see democracy and governance, and the end there. We must go beyond that and talk about technology, talk about the fourth industrial revolution, talk about integration, talk about the economy. Remember the Chinese. I say the Chinese are not a democracy, according to Western definitions, and even our own definitions. But they are the second biggest economy. And they've managed to take 400 million people out of poverty under 30 years. So what we're saying is, that's why I use the word perverted way. In their perverted way, they've been very successful. One, by employing engineers, by allowing their best minds around the country, by moving 400 million people out of poverty. And now they're poised to overtake America as the biggest economy. So democracy is a means to an end, not an end in itself. Democracy must be a tool, a framework to bring economic prosperity. There are many democratic countries who are not doing very well economically. Singapore is not so great as a democracy, but it's number 3 in the world in terms of performance without proper democracy. Malaysia. So I'm emphasizing the point that yes to democracy, yes to human rights, yes to good governance as a foundation for technology, as a foundation for prosperity. Confidence is very important. Business confidence, consumer confidence, investor confidence, national confidence. And all those are rooted in good governance. So I greatly appreciate that contribution, emphasizing the issue of freeness and fairness of our election, the credibility of our governance. Integration, very important. That's why we are emphasizing interdisciplinary approach, multidisciplinary approach. You can't just say, I'm a civil engineer and narrow civil. I'm a mechanical engineer, narrow mechanical. I'm an electrical engineer, narrow electrical. The 4th Industrial Revolution wants you to think along several dimensions. Mechatronics, for example, the synergistic integration of mechanical, electrical, and computer science to produce optimum products. So in the mechatronic world, you won't survive as a mechanical engineer. You won't survive as an electrical engineer. You won't survive as a computer scientist. You need to think along 3 areas. So the integration of data, big data, and mechanical engineering, intelligent algorithms and mechanical engineering, a multidisciplinary approach, interdisciplinary approach is what we need. Yes, we have our departments, but we must teach in an approach which is not silo, but multidisciplinary in approach. Integration is the language of the 4th Industrial Revolution. Why is integration not working? Sovereignty is the big issue. People emphasize national sovereignty. My country, my Nigeria, my Malawi, my little Zimbabwe. We must think about the continent. Just to challenge you, you must say, I'm an African first. A citizen of SADC second, a South African third. I'm an African first. A citizen of ECOWAS second. A Ghanaian third. But you can't because you're so stuck to your national flag, national anthem, national basketball team, national soccer team, national. We are nationally wired as citizens and as leaders. So it's a constraint. You can't fully embrace integration unless you say the nation state is so yesterday. Regional integration is the way to go. The nation state is so yesterday. Continental integration is the way to go. And I told you the presidents, Muswati in Swaziland, who wants to be king, he's just renamed the country to Iswati. He's not ready to give up on national sovereignty. Ramaphosa has just gotten into power. He wants to enjoy his presidency before he becomes the Minister of Tourism for Africa. So they will talk it. They will talk, then they go back to the nation state. How many times have you heard them in parliament say, our SADC budget, our contribution to the AU, the Agenda 2063, they don't believe in regional integration. Krumah, what did Krumah say? Let's go back to Krumah. And I'll quote Krumah. We as Ghanaians are prepared to surrender our sovereignty in part or in total in pursuit of African unity. Close quote. In 1960, when they wrote their constitution. We are prepared to surrender our sovereignty in part or in total in pursuit of African unity. How many Africans can speak like that right now? We as South Africans are prepared to surrender our prosperity in part or in total in pursuit of African prosperity. Are you ready? Or we are chasing the other Africans out of South Africa? The visionaries of the 60s were thinking Africa. What else did Nkrumah say? The independence of Ghana It's meaningless unless it is linked to the independence of the rest of the African continent. Close quote. We must die a little so that South Africans can be free. We must die a little so that Rhodesia can be free. This man, Ben Bella from Algeria, was talking about dying for South Africa to be free, dying for Rhodesia to be free. We don't have men and women of that caliber anymore. We have midgets masquerading as leaders, intellectual midgets. It's very difficult to integrate unless the psychology of our leaders is the psychology of Pan-Africanism, of regional integration, and make sure that on balance, when we work together as Africans, the quality of life is going to improve. But there might be no president. It's okay. There might be no vice president. It's okay. The African will have a quality of life comparable to Japan, to the Americans, to Europe, and so on. But there's no such thing as a free lunch. There's a cost, there's a price to pay for regional integration. We must be prepared. Remember, die a little. That's a sacrifice. He's saying he's prepared to die. Ben Bella was saying, let's die a little. Nkrumah was saying, we are prepared to give up our sovereignty. He was saying his independence is meaningless. That's the language which is missing now, and that's why integration is tough. Social funds, he or she who pays the paper calls the tune. You can't have the fourth industrial revolution or industrialization funded by the EU or funded by the British or the Americans. That's why I'm emphasizing putting our resources together. So we fund our own projects. We fund our own infrastructure plans. We fund our own industrialization. The African can only industrialize against the interests of the West. Black man, black woman, you are on your own. Biko was right. So yes to donations, yes to aid, but it's unsustainable. We must fund our own activities using our gold, our platinum, our diamonds, but more importantly, when you put them together, they'll be much more powerful and we can negotiate better. Another point raised by Professor Mbo. You go and negotiate as Kenya, as Zimbabwe, as Malawi. You get shortchanged. When you negotiate as COMESA, negotiate as the FTA area, negotiate as the African continent, you extract better deals from China, from India, from America. And then you can raise the resources to pay for your development. The aid and donations.
Well, I think you've heard enough from it. And I just want to say this so that it doesn't feel like maybe we are being biased. African people are being biased over China and everything, because most people now will say the phones that we use come from China, the system that we use come from China. Most of the things that African people use come from China. Africans, we really love the Chinese people, but it's just the way that, the Chinese always want to exploit our mineral resources and stuff like that. That's what we don't really like. Let's watch this video of a Nigerian House of Rep talking about China who came to exploit our natural resources.
We need to import test kits. Unfortunately, a few days ago, the NCDC will advertise on Twitter for intervention. And they're advertising where they want to get large. We need to know what else we have to do. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, this president spoke, and we appreciate his intervention in Kano. We should get ready for other states. You have alluded to it, to the fact that there is quality of states. We don't have to wait for a situation to escalate in a particular area before we intervene. There must be a framework for everybody. So there should be a local content to our aspirations. Pandemic means that this is worldwide. If it is worldwide, nobody is coming to your aid, Mr. Speaker. If nobody is coming to your aid, what is the local content of what you're doing? I have not heard that experts or scholars have been assembled for this purpose to find a local solution to this problem. We want to hear that. With regard to drugs, with regard to testing, what if we are not able to import anything? Mr. Speaker, there has to be a local content. On the 1st of this month, I wrote an article at the back page of The Sun. Homegrown approach to this issue. We must deal with it. And now we have a situation where the testing, even when you have the centers, you don't have the test kits. We want to know what government action is to that effect. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, it will be belaboring the obvious to state that the situation in Kano will migrate to other places. Now, what we expect the PTF, Mr. President, is to have a Marshall Plan on what the states can do and the interventions federal government can bring. If we need to domesticate testing for states, let us train people and get it done. We cannot expose our citizens to this level of jeopardy. And we are just modeling through. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, we must be united in this because it is a threat and nobody is coming to our aid. So while we support the leaders' motion on the invitation of the people who are responsible and the fact that there has to be an amendment to prevent this by having a framework and equal treatment for all states of the Federation, I support this motion and I call my colleagues to support it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Toby. Let's
Watching Voice TV Nigeria, I think that would be all from China. That will be all from China. So Africans really need to wake up. We really need to stand our ground. If not, the Europeans came. They wanted to colonize us. There was a treaty, we should go to Africa, colonize them, take their natural resources and everything, but it never worked for them. Now China is struggling so hard to come in different ways, trying to help us with our railways, trying to build hospitals, trying to build so many things with their infrastructure so that when we come and they will be like, everything was made by China. Okay, let's just give them room. But no, please, let us not give them room. Because when you go to their own country, they will not give you room to do whatever you want to do. There was even an instance during the COVID-19 pandemic. I saw a video where the Chinese were really treating the blacks anyhow, like they threw them out from on the streets, from the hotel room, they threw them out. So many things that we cannot do to them. So I want to advise Africans to really wake up, stand your ground. This milk and honey land that God has given to us, well, to me, I feel like China cannot take over the world. Even if they feel like they want to take over the world, they can't take over the world. So we should really protect this green pasture that God has given to us. I know you got entertained by this, this video I've put out to you. And I know that the Chinese believe that they are master racers, but they are not master racers. Let me just let them know. So keep watching Voice TV Nigeria. I am Magdalene Palmer. See you next time. Bye.